Boker Tov, Kal Kadosh. Good morning. We are in Daf Yomi Avodah Zarah, Daf Lamed Hey Amud Bet, the last line, and Lamed Vav Amud Aleph, and Daf Lamed Vav. Okay. Hashem and Shinahan. So we learned in the Mishnah that one of the Gezerot, one of the Isurim that Chachamim did was on the oil of non-Jews. Says the Gemara, Shemen, Rav Amar Daniel Gazar Alav, Ushmuel Amar, and Shmuel says, Zrifatan shel kelim tmeim or sartan. So there is a machloket why they made the shemen asur, or why they began to make the shemen asur. Rav said it's because of Daniel from the story of Hananiah, Mishael, Azariah, the story from Nebuchadnezzar, and Shmuel said no, it's because of Mechila, because of the kelim temeim, the impure vessels that make it tameh. Says the Gemara, Atukule anma ochle ta'arot ninhu. According to Shmuel, who says that the reason why it's asur was because of kelim temeim, what's the problem? What, everyone was noheg to eat only from kelim tehorim, from pure kelim? What's the difference? Ela, rather, Zlifatan shel kelim or sartan, the taste of the kelim makes it asur. That what? That kelim asurim. Sorry, zlifatan shel kelim asurin or sartan. The it's we're talking about now that it was bolea. It was absorbing the keli the tum not the tum'ah like we originally said, rather the isur, right? So that if there was something not kosher in there and it left some oil, it left some residue inside, and he put the oil inside this new thing, so now this oil is going to absorb the residue. טוב. אמר לשמואל לרב Bishlama lididi. So Shmuel said to Rav, I can understand that according to me, the amina that I say is difatan shirkinin asurin osartan, that I say that the reason why is because of isur habalua, the something that's forbidden, something that's not kosher, that's going to get mixed into with the oil. Hainu ki dechi ata Rav Yitzchak bar Shmuel bar Marta. This is why when Rav Yitzchak bar Shmuel bar Marta came, the Amar, and he said, Darish Rabbi Simlai, Rabbi Simlai made a drasha or taught in Nitzivin, Benitzivin, Shemen Rabbi Yehuda ubedino nimnu alav v'itiru. Rabbi Yehuda and his bedin said it's going to be asur. Why? Kasava noten tam nifga mutar. Because they came and they taught us a new halacha that noten tam nifga is going to be mutar, which means what? Which means that yes, okay, maybe there might be some not kosher residue in the utensils that they're putting the oil in, but now that he's putting the oil in and the oil is going to absorb this taste, it's going to ruin the oil. So if it ruins the oil, if it's noten tam livgam, if it gives a bad taste to the oil, it's going to be okay. So he says that's why Rabbi was allowed to come and say that it's now going to be mutar. It was asur before, and now it becomes mutar. He says, okay. Ela ledidach, but according to you, Rav, so Shmuel is asking Rav. He says, Ela ledidach, but according to you, Damar Daniel gazar alav, that Daniel was the one that made the isur. Daniel gazar ve'ata Rabbi Yehuda Nasi umvatele. What? Rabbi Yehuda Nasi can go against a gzera that Daniel made. V'hatnan, didn't we teach in a Mishnah? In a Mishnah, en bedin yachol levatel divrei bedin chavero. One bedin is not able to cancel a different bedin. Ela im ken gadol himenu bechokhma uvminyan, unless it is bigger than it in chokhmah and minyan, meaning chokhmah they have more intelligence than the previous bedin and more numbers, and it's basically impossible to find a bedin that's smarter than the predecessors, the bedin that came before it. So how can Rabbi or Rabbi Yehuda, okay, come and be mivater something that Daniel did? Daniel was a navi. How can he come and cancel it? Huh? Okay, yeah. Okay, so says the Gemara, Ela Amar le Samlai Ludaa Ka'amat Shani Ludaa Dimzalzelu. He says Samlai, Rabbi Samlai, he comes from Nuda'a. Okay, and over there, the people over there, they're not really careful with divrei chachamim. So therefore, he said it's not a problem. Rabbi Yehuda, he canceled the decree. Why? Because he wasn't really careful about dvarim shel derabanan. Even though it was Daniel that was gozel, so he said, it's not a problem. Rabbi Yehuda took it off, right? They were mizalzel b'divrei derabanan. So Amarei, so Shmuel told him, Ishlach le. What? You want me to go tell him what you just said about him? Rabbi Simra, he was a big chacham, and he told him, you want me to go tell him about what you just said, how he's mizalzel b'divrei chachamim? So Rav said, okay, I understand you don't want to do that. I'll explain you a different reason why I say Shemen was a sul because of Daniel, and after, how was it allowed to be mutar? If Rabbi Yehuda came after him, how was he able to be mevater the gzera of Daniel? Amar Rav, so Rav said, Im hem lo darshu, anan lo darshinam. If they didn't make the drasha themselves, then we're going to make the drasha. What is it? V'haktiv, vayasem Daniel al libo, asher lo yitgael bepat bag hamelech, uvyain mishtav, bishte mishtaot hakatuv medaber. So he says like this, Echad mishte yain, v'echad mishte shemen. It says when Daniel was over there, they wanted to give him non kosher foods. Right? So what did Daniel say? Daniel told himself he's not going to be eating from the bread of the king. Okay, uvyein mishtav. Okay, and the water and the wine of his drinkings. Now the word mishtav is plural. Okay, normally if it's going to be in singular, what it would say mishto. But now it said mishtav, plural. What is it coming to include? So he says yain and also shemen, two types of drinks, the wine and his oil. So we see here that Daniel was the one that made the oil asul. Okay. Rav Savar al libo sam ulchol Israel hora. Shmuel Savar al libo sam ulchol Israel lo hora. So Rav, who said that Shmuel was the one, Rav that said that Daniel was the one that made it asul, he says that when Daniel made it asul, and we see in the pasuk that he made it asul for himself, and he told everyone else also that it's going to be asul. But Shmuel is going to say no. Daniel, when he said it's going to be asul, he said it's going to be asul for himself. He didn't necessarily mean to include all of Israel in his own chumrah. Okay? V'shemen, Daniel gazar. Says the Gemara, what? Shemen. Daniel was the one that made the gzerah. V'hamar bali avimi nota'a mishmei derav. Okay, so that was his name. Pitan v'shamnan yenam uvnotehen kulan mishmona asar davar hen. There was a time that they came and they made 18 decrees. Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel, they came together and they made a decree on 18 halachot that no one is allowed to change them ever. They said even if there's going to be a bigger bedin than us, we're not allowing anyone to change these halachot. And part of these halachot was the bread of a goy, the oil of a goy, the binotehen, okay, and their girls. Okay, we're gonna see Bezat Hashem what these are. And these are part of the 18 things of Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel. So why are you saying that it was Rabbi? Why were you saying that it's Daniel that made this gzera? We see that over here. It's from also Bet Shammai Bet Hillel, and then no one is able to take it off. Okay, so if Daniel made it, even if Daniel made it, but after Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel, they made sure that no one is going to be able to take it off. Okay, if you're going to say Daniel Gazal velo kibel. So Daniel made the gzera and people didn't accept the gzera. Ve'atu talmidei Hillel v'Shammai, and then the students of Hillel and Shammai came vegazu and they made this gzera v'kibel, and people accepted it. Imken my ashadute de Rav. So what is Rav coming to teach us? That it was Daniel that made the gzera. It wasn't Daniel. It was the Bet Shammai Bet Hillel. Says the Gemara, Ela Daniel gazar alav be'ir. Daniel made the gzera that people cannot eat their wine or drink cannot eat their bread or drink their oil in the city. Ve'atu an inhu, and then Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel came, ve'gazu afilu basadeh, and then they came and they made it even in the field. Okay, so that's how Rav is still able to attribute it to Daniel. ורבי יהודה נשא, says the Gemara, ורבי יהודה נשיא, היכי מצילים משרה, תקנת תלמידי שמאי בית הלל. How is Rabbi Yehuda Nasi able to come and remove this gzera of Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel? Okay, so he says, והתנן, אין בית דין יכול לבטל דברי בית דין חברו, אלא אם כן גדול ממנו בחוכמה ובניין. Okay, Bedin is not able to come and annul the words of a previous Bedin unless they are smarter and more numerous than them. Ve'od, and furthermore, ha'amar Rabba bar Achan amar Rabbi Yochanan, Rabba bar Achan said in the name of Yochanan, b'chol yachol levatel Bedin divrei Bedin chavero, almost any halacha another bedin is able to come and cancel out the words of a different bedin. Chutz mishmona asar davar, besides for the 18 things, shefilu yavo Eliyahu bedino, even if Eliyahu Navi is going to come together with his bedin, and shomim no, we do not listen to him. So we said that shemen, the bread, the bread and oil is part of the 18 things that they made a gzera that you're never able to remove. So how come? How was he able to come and remove it? Amar Rav Mesharshia, Ma ta'am? What's the reason? Ho'ilu pashat isuro berov Israel, shemen lo pashat isuro berov Israel. So he said, when do we say that you're not able to remove this gzera? Once the minhag took effect. But if the minhag never took effect, there's no problem with removing it. So he says, in regards to the oil, since the oil, it never spread out with amongst Am Israel. Meaning, there was never a majority of Bnei Israel that kept to this gzera of having of not eating oil from not drinking oil from a non-Jew. Therefore, he was able to annul it because this minhag, this halacha never took effect. This gzera never took effect.
It's strange.
Why?
Because you have the authority to make a gzera, the gzera is there. People don't follow the gzera. Okay,
So we're going to see shortly.
Even that it's one of the 18.
Yes, we're going to see shortly. The Amar Rabbi Shmuel bar Abba, Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Shmuel bar Abba says in the name of Yochanan, Rabbi Yochanan, Yashvu Rabotenu Ubadku ala Shemen. The Chachamim, they went and they checked, and they checked about the Gzerah of the oil. Shelo Pashat Isuro Berov Israel, that most of Israel weren't careful with this halacha. V'samchu Rabotenu al Divrei Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel ve'al Divrei Rabbi Elazar bar Tzadok, and they relied on the words of Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel and Rabbi Elazar bar Tzadok. Shehayu Omrim, that they used to say, En gozrin gzera al hatzibur, you're not able to make a gzera al hatzibur, ela im ken rov hatzibur yocholim la'amod ba, unless the majority of the tzibur is able to withstand it. Meaning, if now there's a bedin that comes, just okay, to give you an example, the bedin comes and tells you, okay, no smartphones whatsoever. You're gonna see that most of the again, I'm giving the example, maybe yes, halvai be'ezrat Hashem, that it should be like this, but most of the people won't be able to do it, right? Okay, the Charedim, Baruch Hashem, yes, they have their kosher phones. It's a great way, but you have people that work. They need their smartphones. They need this. They need it. But so now, if Rov Israel, if this gzera is not something that Rov Israel is able to withstand this gzera, so the gzera doesn't take effect. So over here, since Rov Israel weren't careful with the oil, it means that it's not something that the majority of people can hold on to. Therefore, the gzera never took effect.
Never started.
Yeah. Okay. So then, once they saw that the gzera never started, so then he was able to come. Rabbi Yehuda was able to come along and say, you know what? Okay, forget it. Don't even pay attention to this halacha. Okay. The Amar Rav Ada bar Ahava. Rav Ada bar Ahava says, Maikra, what's the pasuk to support this? That we needed to be mitpashet berov Israel. So he says, Bame'era atem ne'arim, ve'oti atem kov'im, hagoy kulo. So he says, what happened? Hakadosh Baruch Hu, it says this was the with Malachi, that Hakadosh Baruch Hu, he made a deal with them, okay, that you're gonna stop doing this, and I'm gonna do good with you. You're gonna stop doing Avodah Zarah or whatever it was over there. You're gonna stop doing it, and then I'm gonna do good. What did Bnei Israel say? They said, okay, yes, and they continue doing whatever it was, right? So it says over there that Hakadosh Baruch Hu is like saying what? We just made a deal. You want to take all the good, but you still keep all the bad. The deal was you stop doing the bad, you get the good, right? But not that you take the good and you still keep the bad. Now, over there, the pasuk. What does the pasuk says? Ve'oti atem kovim hagoy kulo. It has to be the entire nation. So he says, "I goy kulo in, ilo lo." So it has to be the entire nation, and we also know that there's a rule, rubo ke kulo, right? If there's a majority, it's considered like everyone. So the deal only takes effect if it's the rov. If there isn't the rov, then it doesn't take effect. So,
We should do one day Yom Tov. The Rov is in Israel.
no, not necessarily. It's not necessarily true. No, yeah, no. זה גזירה שכבר התפשט. Now that it was תופס, you can't take it off.
They're supposed to be smart when they decide to do it.
No, when they decided to do it, it was for a good reason. No, because they did it for a good reason back then, right? You learn Masachet Beitza. You learn Masachet Beitza. Eh, over there, it gives you the whole reasoning. The whole reasoning. Also, Rosh Hashanah talks about it a little bit, right? Yeah. Gufa. So we said previously, Amar Bali Amar Avimi Nota'am Ishme derav. Okay, so we said in the name of Rav. Pitan v'Shamnan Yenan uvnotehen kulan mishmona asar dvarim hen. They are all of the 18 things that Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel did. So says the Gemara, Binotehen, Mahi, what's the gzera of Binotehen? Amar Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak, gazru al Binotehen nidot me'arisot enehem ugniva. Okay, that's something else. So he said that they made a gzera that the goyot are going to be considered like nida even from when they're 1 year old. Meaning that if a person chaz v'shalom is going to be with a goya, not only is he with the goya, but he's also going to be considered as if he was with a nida. Okay, even if she never became nida yet. He said me'arisotehen, from the day that she's born, she already has the status of a nida. Okay? Huh? No. But over here they give the isur of nida on it. Oh, there it's like nida. Here it is nida. Yeah. טוב, וגניבה משמי דרב אמר, כולן משום עבודת כוכבים גזרו בהן. All of these gzerot were because of the goyim, okay? Because of chaz v'shalom, they can lead to avodah zarah. So he says, Dechi ata Rav Acha bar Ada amar Rabbi Yitzchak. Rav Acha bar Ada said in the name of Rabbi Yitzchak, gazru al pitan mishum shamnan. The reason why they made bread asur was because of the oil. Mai uleme de shemen mipat. So he says, what was so strict about the oil more than the bread, right? Ela al pitan veshamnan mishum yenan. So he says no. They were gozer on the bread and on the oil mishum yenan because we're afraid that it might lead to the wine. Ve'al yenam, and the reason why the wine is asur mishum binotehen, and the reason why wine is asur is because it can chaz v'shalom lead to getting married to their daughters, to the goyot. Ve'al bnotehen, and on their daughters mishum davar acher, because it can lead to avodah zarah, okay? Ve'al davar acher mishum davar acher, and on davar acher they were gozer because of davar acher. What's davar acher mishum davar acher? We're going to see in the Gemara Be'ezrat Hashem. Okay? Because it leads to wine, and the wine leads to marriage, chaz v'shalom. The marriage leads to avodah zarah, and avodah zarah can the bread and the oil. No, we took that off. We said now bread and oil both of them together can lead to chatnut. Sorry, both of them together can lead to the wine, and then from the wine can lead to chatnut, and then the chatnut can lead to davar acher, avodah zarah, and then davar acher to davar acher. We're going to see what that means, Be'ezrat Hashem. טוב. ועד דבר אחר משום דבר אחר. בנותיהן, says the Gemara, בנותיהן דאורייתא היא. What are you telling me that it's a גזירה דרבנן? It's from the Torah היא. דכתיב, לא תתחתן בם, you cannot marry them. says the Gemara, דאורייתא 7 אומות, אבל שאר עובדי כוכבים, לא. The דאורייתא is only for the 7 nations, right? But if it's the other nations, it's not going to be דאורייתא. And then what? Ve'atu inhu, and they came, the bedin of Bet Shammai Bet Hillel, they came inhu v'gazu afinu d'shar oved kochavim, and they said even the other oved kochavim are going to be asur. ולרבי שמעון בר יוחאי אמר כי אסיר בנך מאחריי לרבות כל המסירות. So he says, so according to Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, that says that ki yasir et bincha me'acharai includes all the goyim, meaning includes all the goyot, that any of them can lead the person to do avodah zarah. What are you going to say? Because now you see that it's deoraita. So what did Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel come and say that the benotehen is asur? It's already deoraita. Ela deoraita ishut derech chatnut ve'atu inu gazur afinu derech znut. Says the Gemara that when the Torah was osir, okay, the Torah was osir to marry any type of goya. But when the Torah was osir, it was only osir derech ishut, if a person wants to marry the goya. Okay. However, Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel, when they came along, what did they do? They were gozel even derech znut. It's going to be asur. Okay. Says the Gemara, znut nami bevet dino shel Shem gazru. Znut, derech znut, was already from the bedin of Shem that it was asur. It wasn't. Don't say that it was Bet Shammai Bet Hillel. They were already gozel that they shouldn't. That it's asur to have relations derech znut. Right? Dichtiv vayomer Yehuda hotziuha v'tisaref. Right? Yehuda said about Tamar. Right? That when he found out that she was with someone else, so he said hotziuha v'tisaref. She has to be burnt. Why? If it was derech znut, it should be okay. It wasn't derech ishut. It was derech znut, it should be okay. So from here we see that even though it was derech znut, it's still going to be asur.
Rabbi teaches, he told us she was bat Kohen.
Yeah, but she הייתה ביתו של שם.
אז בגלל זה בת כהן באש תישרף.
That's why they got the punishment of שרפה and not chenek.
ולא חנק.
Okay? So it says the Gemara,
בת של שם היא הייתה?
ככה אומרים.
בת כהן.
Oh, it's possible that she was the granddaughter still, but again. טוב, אלא דאורייתא עובד כוכבים הבעל בת ישראל דמשכה בת רי. Okay, so he says, deoraita, it's going to be if a non-Jew was with a Jewish woman, okay, that because she's going to go after him. Aval Israel habar ha'ovedet kochavim, but if a Jew is going to be with a non-Jewish woman, lo, that wasn't what that wasn't the gzera of bedin shel Hashem. Ve'atu inhu gazur afilu Israel habar ha'ovedet kochavim is going to be asur. So then Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel came and they said that even a Israel is going to be asur. So says the Gemara, Israel הבעל העובדת כוכבים, הלכה למשה מסיני. It's הלכה למשה מסיני that a Jew cannot be with a non-Jewish woman. How do we know? 2 weeks ago, parasha, right? What happened with Zimir ben Salu, or last week's parasha, Parashat Pinchas, right? What happened? He was with a non-Jewish woman, and what did Moshe Rabbeinu say? Moshe Rabbeinu said, "Kana'im pogim bo." So what do we see? We see it's a soul, right? The Amar Mar Haboel Aramit Kana'im pogim bo, because we said that Haboel Aramit, the person that's with a non-Jewish woman, the Kana'im are able to hurt him. Amarle deoraita befarhesia uchmaase shaya ve'atuinu agazu afilu b'tzin'ah. So says the Gemara, deoraita, the case of Moshe Rabbeinu was where it was publicly done. Where it was publicly done, okay, that's where we say Kana'im pogim bo, the Kana'im, the zealous people, they can kill him. But in a case of in a case where it's privately, that is going to be the gezerah of Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel. Says the Gemara, Betzin'ah nami bet dino shel Chashmonai gazu. If it was in private, it was already gezerah from the times of the Chashmonaim. Dechi ata Rav Dimi amar bedin shel Chashmonai gazu. They said that the bedin of the Chashmonaim or Gozel, Israel haba ha'ovedet kochavim chayav mishum nashga, ki ataravin amar mishum nashgaz. Okay, so he said if a person is going to be with a goya, okay, he's ovel mishum nashga. What's nashga? So, huh? Rashi says nida, shivcha, goya, and eshet ish. So that means that if he's with a non, huh? No, yesh nashga, and then he said to nashgaz. Okay, no, we started with nashga. We started with nashga, nida, shivcha, goya, right, and eshet ish. That means that with a goya you have all these four isurim, and he said, and then Ravin said that switch the eshet ish with zona. Okay, so that means you get all those. There's all those four isurim that you can get from a goya. So he says, so we see that already that yeah, that they lead to these four things. But he can lead to, yeah, no, if she is, you have this isul by them. Okay, so he says, Ki gazru bedino shel Chashmonai bi'a, aval yichud lo. When the bedin of Chashmonaim did only with actual relations, aval yichud, but to seclude oneself with one of these things, they didn't go zel. Ve'atu inhu, and then the bedin of Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel came, gazu afilu yichud. They said even on yichud it's going to be asur. Says the Gemara, yichud nami bedino shel David gazu. It's the bedin of David that made the gzera of yichud. The Amar Rav Yehuda be'ota sha'a gazru alei yichud. After the story of Amnon and Tamar, right? So what happened? David Hamelech, he made the gzera that it's a sol b'yichud. Before the sol b'yichud was only with eshet ish, not with the pnuya. But after the story of Amnon and Tamar, he said even on the pnuya. So we see the gzera of the yichud was already from the pnuya. From the pnuya was already from bedin of Shem. So it says the Gemara, Amri, Hatam Yichud de Bat Israel, Aval Yichud de Avodat Kochavim lo, Ve'atu inhu gazru afilu Yichud de Avodat Kochavim. So he says the Gzera of David was only with Jews, within Jews, but with Goyim no. And now Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel they came and they made the Gzera even for the Goyim. Okay, says the Gemara, Yichud de Bat Israel de Oraitahi. Being alone with a Jewish woman, right, is going to be the Oraita. The Amar Rabbi Yochanan Mishum Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Shimon Bar Yehod Tzadok Remez liyichud min Torah minayin Shnema ki yesitecha achicha ben imecha. So it says in the Torah, if your brother, the son of your mother, ben imecha, your brother achicha, ben the son imecha of your mother, he tries to incite you and he tries to push you to do avodah zarah chas v'shalom. So he says, v'chi ben em mesit ben av eno mesit. What? The son of your the brother of the brother, the son of your mother is going to be mesit, but the son of your father is not going to be mesit. Ela ben mityached im imo ve'en acher mityached im kol arayot shebatorah. So when it says ben imecha, what is it trying to teach us? It's trying to teach us that a person is only able to be with his mother, meaning he's only able to have yichud with his mother, but not any of the other arayot. Okay, that's why it said ben imecha. What? It's complicated with his sister. Yes, as long as it's not bikviut. That's what the halacha is. Again, if they live alone in their own house alone, that's a problem. But if they live in their parents' house together, then it's not yichud, right? It's always nichnas beva. There's no problem. Again, they could be biyichud, aval bitnai sheze aray. It's only from time to time. Okay. So says the Gemara, Yichud deoraita de'eshet ish, ve'ata David gazur afilu hayichud depnuya. So says the Gemara, you're right, okay, it's not a problem. The yichud of the Torah is going to be with eshet ish. And David HaMelech came and was gozer on yichud of the pnuya. ועטו תלמידי בית שמאי ובית הלל גזרו אפילו הייחוד עובד כוכבים, and then בית שמאי and בית הלל came and they were gozer even on yichud of the goyim. מאי על דבר אחר משום דבר אחר. So we said previously that what? We're afraid of דבר אחר משום דבר אחר. What's this דבר אחר because of דבר אחר? אמר רב נחמן בר יצחק, גזרו על תינוק עובד כוכבים שיטמא בזיווה, שלא יהיה תינוק ישראל רגיל אצלו במשכב זכו. חס ושלום. So he said that the non-Jewish boys, they made them asur, they made them tameh, כאילו they were a zav, right? You guys know what zav is? Okay, so it's it's no, it's not the sukshed, but it's a higher level of tuma than nida. Okay, and Chachamim they said on the non-Jewish boys that they're gonna have this tuma on them. Why? Because this way the Jewish boys shouldn't be close friends with them. And why? Because chaz v'shalom it can lead, meaning just the fact that they're the two boys together, it can lead to mishkav zachu. Why? Because back then, even now it still happens, but maybe less, or it's more covered up. But back then, mishkav zachul with the goyim was very, very, very common. Okay, it was very common, but it was hidden. Okay, okay. The Amar Rabbi Zera, צער גדול היה לי אצל רבי אסי ורבי אסי אצל רבי יוחנן ורבי יוחנן אצל רבי ינאי. It was very difficult for me by Rabbi Asi, and Rabbi Asi went to Rabbi Yochanan, and Rabbi Yochanan went to Rabbi Yanai, Rabbi Yanai went to Rabbi Yanai etzel Rabbi Natan ben Amram, Rabbi Natan ben Amram etzel Rabbi Tinok Oved Kochavim me'ematay metameh biziva. They wanted to know when is he going to be tameh for ziva, okay? Ve'amar li ben yomo. And he told me that it's going to be Ben Yomo, the day that he's born. And when I came to Rabbi Chia, Amar li ben tish'a shanim v'yom echad, from 9 days and from 9 years and 1 day. Why? Because 9 years old is already the age where he's technically ra'ui lebiyah. וכשבאתי והרציתי דבריי לפני רבי, and when I came and told what Rabbi Chia told me in front of Rabbi, אמר לי, he told me, הנח דבריי, leave my words alone, ואחוז דברי רבי Chia. And listen to what Rabbi Chia said. דאמר תינוק עובד כוכבים, מתי מטמא בזיווה? בין 9 שנים ויום אחד. When does the עובד כוכבים become טמא תימת זיווה? From 9 days and from 9 years and 1 day. Okay? הואיל וראוי לביאה, מטמא נמי בזיווה. Because once at this age he is ראוי for ביאה, that's when he's going to be able to be מטמא בזיווה. ברוך ה' לעולם, אמן ואמן.